John, what do you think about the Berg 1504? What's the advantages of a low-end, high volume capability restaurant? Where does that fit? What's the fit for that unit?
Well, by far, this is my most favorite unit that Berg provides, because everybody who sells any amount of booze, whether it be 1 bottle a week or 100 bottles a week, can utilize this device. And again, as I said with Berg, and all the times and all the years I've used it, again, Berg is one of those products that when you buy it, it will make you money. So a lot of systems will save you money. People are talking about savings, but this is by all far, the most economical bang for buck for a customer.
What do you think that, now do you have to have POS interface, or what does it take to do that,
Nope.
make that work?
Well, what we do is real simple. We're a restaurant manager dealer, and we have counters built in, designed specifically for Berg. And what we do is, for a prime example, this Berg bottle has a brand ID. Now, sitting on the shelf, you have to assume this is Hennessy. You have to assume that top is Hennessy. There's a lot of assumptions. And then sometimes over time, bars get sloppy, and sometimes this isn't exactly what it needs to be. What I really enjoy about a 1504 is that the ring system is a visual system. You can train your bartenders to properly know what's on this bottle.
Now, what do those rings represent?
Well, we categorize, as we explain to most customers, alcohol is broken into 2 different sectors for us. Viscosity, meaning that 40% alcohol, 20% alcohol, and then cost. So I could have a 40% vodka and a 40% rye, but they're 2 different prices. So I would have to have like a different ring system. Generally speaking, in the 20 years that we've done this is a 1504, which means that's 15 different rings.
Or 15 different
categories.
Categories, is that correct? Yeah, okay.
That's right. And I would tell you that in the majority of all the restaurants we do, we go in and we really try to fix the system up so that say, listen, stop having a nickel difference between your drinks. That absolutely makes no sense. Let's make all these $8 drinks, all these $9 drinks, all these $10 drinks. Now the bartender can visually see this is an $8 drink, so that when they're pouring that liquor, they know, oh my God, this is a $8 top on a $4 bottle. Someone made a mistake. So it's very simple. When we do that, we purposely put the list at the bar and train the bartenders because we want them to know, make sure it's done right when it is done. The beautiful thing about the 1504, you hook up an Epson printer to this, and with a keystroke of 2 seconds, you get a beautiful report that gives you total dollars, total categories of everything you've done.
Does it give you the portion sizes that you pour in that report
Absolutely.
as well? Okay.
So there's many different ways to balance your bar.
How many portion sizes are there on per category?
There's 4 different per every top. So I've had people want, hey, I want a quarter, a third, a 1 ounce, and a double. Very flexible. So making cocktails, this becomes a machine very simple. Consistency is, again, now that I can train the bartenders to make a cocktail and say it contains 1/3 of this, 1/2 ounce of that, and 2 ounces of this. Having that consistency makes the bartenders have to pour the drink the way the bar owner wants it poured, not the way they want it poured. If I go away from the cocktail and I pour a different size or a different type of liquor, the great thing about the 1504, it's going to pick up that reading. So at the end of the night, my point of sale is going to tell me what I should have poured based on what I rang in, and I'm going to show what I really poured.
Now, doesn't that interface to a POS?
You absolutely can have it interface to the POS. There's many ways to do it. I like the non-POS interface myself. I'm a big fan of the printer because I like to be able to not have to rely on sometimes 2 different companies fighting over a problem. Having the Berg hooked up to a printer, it just works, and it works for years to come.
Now, do you sell the product? Do you rent the product? How do you take that product to market?
We do booth way. We have a hot sauce solution. Me and myself, partner Marvin Hayes. What we've done is that we actually rent these out for $69 a month and $1 per top. And we tell people that if you're doing 100 bottles a month, just as an average number, I could probably generate an extra $500 a month in revenue if you're running a good bar. So for $100 to make 500 is a no-brainer. But if you're running a poor bar, I could probably generate an extra $1,000 or $2,000 a month. So, I hear the story all the time that, oh no, all my bartenders are really good people, and they are. What this does is it forces them to follow protocol, forces them to follow the way things are supposed to be done.
Follow the rules.
Follow the rules. Set up a process, follow the process.
Thanks, John.